Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of The Oldish TV. As always, I'm your host, Karen, and it's my pleasure to be with you today. We are inching closer and closer to Valentine's Day. Now, to some people, that's a day filled with meaning and hope and anticipation. For other people, it's a day just that you want over with. Get on to the 15th of February so you don't have to deal with it. I took a look at the back end data of our website, theoldish.com, just a couple of days ago, and I was not surprised to see that about 20% of our searches in the past 6 months have been for friends with benefits. Now, you could argue that that is a reflection of the COVID environment and the fact that we're all restricted in our movements and our travel, some of us downright locked down and looking for a little romance in our lives. But I remember looking at this same data year over year, and it's always a pretty popular search term. So I think a lot of people out there who are older adults are looking for the romance without the responsibility, somebody to have dinner with, somebody maybe to travel with from time to time. I'm sure there are some who are just looking to have a good time for a night at a time. If that's you, no judgment. You are a big girl or a big boy and you are entitled. But February 14th brings with it a lot of longing, a lot of memories, a lot of anticipation for some people. So I wanted to make sure that those of you who fall into that category are prepared for this ever so romantic day. If you have a, a long-term relationship, you know what you're getting. You know what to expect. But for those people who are still searching for that friend with benefits, you might like to be aware of the fact that you should protect yourself. And I don't mean just physically, but yes, that too. STDs are on the rise with the older generation. You know why? Because they think, well, we're past having childbearing year jitters. Are we going to get pregnant? Are we not going to get pregnant? Thing of the past. I've hit menopause. Um, there are lots of reasons why people start to disregard it, but STDs are out there and they are transmissible and they don't care if you're past your childbearing years. So, yes, you do have to protect yourself with that, but you have to protect yourself emotionally as well. Some people want the romance so badly that they're willing to compromise on the care of themselves that they would normally undertake when they approach something that seems like a friendship that might turn into a romance. If they're looking for the, quick fix for things, they miss the people who are looking to scam older adults. Dating apps are a very popular thing. And yeah, you search for that on theoldish.com too. But they are very prevalent in our society today, and I think particularly so with COVID. Everybody gets on their computers, hops on the internet, and sees what they can see. Everybody's shopping more in this environment, aren't they? Shopping for a partner fits into the same category. There are a lot of scammers out there, so make sure you don't compromise yourself, your morals, and your values. Don't send money to people you don't know. That may seem like something I shouldn't have to say, but I'm saying it because there is a need. People are getting scammed, and they're getting scammed in romance schemes. People who want the romance so badly that they're willing to do anything rather than lose this connection, even though it's somebody you maybe have never actually met. And if you do meet them in a safe place. Meet them in a coffee shop, someplace public. Meet them with some friends. There's nothing wrong with that. Make sure you check people out the way you would normally check people out. Don't be so quick to rush into romance. Romance happens over a period of time. A one and done happens very quickly. And you may have dreams, or you may have hopes and desires that it might turn into something more. The person on the other side of your bed may not have those same hopes, desires, and dreams. So be sure you know what you're getting. Buyer beware is a really good slogan for people in romantic situations as well as appliances. I mean, really, when you think about it, that sounds kind of funny, but when you think about it, it's true. Buyer beware. The good old fashioned tried and true meeting people through friends works. That's pretty tough in this environment. I will absolutely grant you that. However, stick to what you know, and if that feeling in your stomach is telling you something's wrong, something's probably wrong. The other side of the equation for all of this is that there are people who have absolutely no interest in romance or dating apps or quickies or one night stands or, I mean, anything like that. In fact, for those of you who are in Canada, you probably know a woman whose name is Arlene Dickinson. She is a businesswoman. She is on Dragon's Den. And even if you're not in Canada, give her a follow on her Instagram account, Arlene Dickinson. She's fascinating, but she started, I think about 3 weeks ago, doing a series on being single. She has been single for a long time. And through this series, which is video, and she just talks off the top of her head, there's nothing scripted. Um, she did do an interview on the last one with a male friend of hers who is also single, but generally speaking, it's just her. And she talks about the good, the bad, and the ugly of being single. You know, she'll talk about how she had a plumbing problem and she had no idea how to fix it. But then she'll also talk about how nice it is just to be able to do whatever it is she wants to do whenever she wants to do it. It's worth looking at because she raises a lot of really good points, and you can have conversations with her about this. You can DM her. She responds back to a lot of the conversations. I mean, she's a pretty busy woman, but it's interesting to take a look at if you are one of those people who is a long time singleton and pretty content with your life. I think I fall into that category. I'm pretty content with my life. You know, sometimes it'd be nice to have somebody to go out to dinner with or travel with when travel opens back up again, but really, I'm pretty busy and I'm pretty happy with my life and I have a good circle of friends and you know, it's a responsibility being with somebody else and being in that relationship. And to be honest, for a long, 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 long time, I have not had to ask anybody else what they want for dinner. I get to have what I want for dinner when I want to have dinner. I get to go where I want, do what I want, watch what I want on TV. I mean, you know, there are a lot of benefits to being single. There is another Instagram account that you might be interested in. Now, this is somebody who is considerably younger, and it's called Not Engaged. She, I think she's a 20 or 30 something, and you don't ever see her face. You only ever see her hand at a location or holding a drink or having a meal. And she talks about not being engaged as all of her friends seem to be doing. She talks about the benefits of it, and you know, it's not so dissimilar to that which Arlene Dickinson talks about. It's just a different age demographic talking about it. It'll be interesting to see what happens if not engaged ever does move forward in a relationship and becomes engaged, whether or not her content changes. But for now, she talks about the upside of not being engaged, the occasional downside of it, you know, not having somebody to go to all these weddings with that she keeps getting invited to, not having someone to sit across the table from at a restaurant. Now, Arlene Dickinson addresses that and says she goes to restaurants all the time by herself. She's perfectly happy doing that. I know I've been known to go to restaurants by myself, and you know, people kind of look at you funny sometimes, but I ignore them. I bring a book to read, I bring my phone to look at. I have lots of audiobooks, so I have my earpieces in and I can listen. The at the end of the day, you are in the state you are in because you are choosing to be there and you are choosing to be happy there, I hope. But if you are that person who is looking, and February 14th raises lots of wishes and hopes and dreams and fantasies in your mind, go about it safely. Take care of yourself. Don't take chances. And above all, don't compromise your moral integrity. I think that is really the most important thing. Whatever you do in life, you don't compromise the morals and values that you hold dear. And in that, you end up taking care of yourself. That's it for now. Have a good Valentine's Day on February 14th, whatever you do. And I will see you next Wednesday at 12 noon. Until then, do take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and remember that it takes a village to age a senior. Bye.